Welcome back to the Talkin' Chop podcast, brought to you by the folks at Chief of Staff KC, your local trusted talent scouts making connections that matter. Joining us this week is Matt Benge, regional sales leader at AssuredPartners. Matt, how's your 2021 shaping up to wrap out?
It's been a good year. It's gone fast, and obviously have overcome all the challenges that everybody's had to overcome.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for 2022. So
There we go.
That's right. On to the next.
All right. Well, the Chiefs took home a W against the Broncos on Sunday night for their 5th straight win. But all the national media, all they talk about is how this offense isn't putting up 30 points every game, even though they've won 5 straight games. So the last time we played the Raiders, Mahomes dropped 5 TDs. So hopefully we can play a complete game against our favorite division rivals while they're in town. But we'll get into that pretty soon. But first, we're bringing you our position of the week, brought to you by Chief of Staff KC, your local trusted talent scouts. We're a recruiting firm in Brookside. We'll bring you the best accounting and finance, admin, marketing, HR, operations, and sales talent that Kansas City has to offer. Lucas, what do we got?
All right, so we have 2 financial services firms. These orders came in yesterday, so nobody's in the mix. It's brand new. They're looking for senior level accountants and staff level accountants, so roughly 4 to 6 years or 2 to 4 respectively. I do think they would. One of the financial services firms would look at a new grad. So if you're graduating coming up this this winter, then give us a shout. We'd love to at least discuss that with you. A lot of people, the market's crazy right now. They used to never pay for new graduates, right, or to pay a fee for somebody. So they're willing and ready now. So if you're wanting to talk about any of those positions, give me a shout. And then obviously our sales division and our administrative division are still cooking on all cylinders, right?
Yep.
So give us a call.
All right. Well, that's our positions of the week, brought to you by Chief of Staff KC, your local trusted talent scouts, making connections that matter.
All right, Matt, I feel like you and I had a little bit to talk about before, and a lot of these viewers maybe have looked at your LinkedIn profile, but a lot haven't. So love to hear a little bit more about your story, how you got into the insurance world, and maybe why.
why does anybody get into it, right? I mean, no, I was born and raised in Kansas City, grew up in the area, ended up going to the University of Kansas, got a journalism degree. I thought I wanted to be in sports broadcasting or public relations, and got out and got introduced into the insurance industry. So worked for a wholesaler called Standard Insurance. I called on insurance brokers in Kansas City and Southwest Missouri, selling non-medical products. Did that for about 3 years, but knew I wanted to move the consultant side eventually. And so I've been at AssuredPartners for 10 years now. So still producing. I have the opportunity to lead our sales team in Kansas City. And then in January of this year, I took over kind of overseeing sales in Kansas, Missouri, and Texas, and all of our offices there. So
wow,
that's wearing a few different hats.
How many offices do you guys have nationwide?
We've got close to 200 now, so it's been a rapid growth. We're only an 11-year company, 11-year-old company, but we've grown fast. It's been fun.
Exponential, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of leads me into the next question. You know, if you're going to have that many offices and have that many people working with you, you obviously have to have a good culture. At Chief of Staff, we call ourselves conduits of culture. We find that focusing on culture fit's really the most important thing to making a long-term successful placement. So from your experience hiring and managing, the sales team at Assured, what are your thoughts on culture? What do you guys look for?
Yeah, I think culture's never been more important than now, right?
Absolutely.
With the changing workforce and everything going on in the world. So really passionate about it. And I think it starts at the top. It starts with leadership, and it starts with leadership being able to clearly articulate their goals and objectives to the company and what their values are, and make sure that it's kind of ingrained in everybody, right? And being transparent about it. And I think communication's key. Giving people a vision for their future, kind of sitting down with them and letting them know what the opportunity that lays in front of them. I mean, sometimes it's hard, when you're starting out or in a position and you want to know your path forward and you don't know what it is. And you want it now. I know I've been one of those people, and so having leaders in the company that can clearly articulate those things to people, I think goes a long way with culture. So
teaching patience to young people is a tall task.
You're talking to a very impatient person right here. So that's my wife.
We love working with you. We've worked with you before, with your hiring process. What are you guys doing, if anything, new to attract new talent? Do you have any perks? Obviously, I know a little bit about it, but for anybody watching, why AssuredPartners?
Well, I think we've done a lot better job this year of getting the entire company involved in the recruiting process and going out and finding talent and leveraging their networks because it's so hard to find people right now. It's so hard to find good people that you're going to be able to retain for a long time. So I think it's a team deal. I mean, you got to get everybody on board. helping bring new candidates to the table. And even if there's not an open position, I think it's important to have a bullpen. So we're always talking out there, talking to not just salespeople, but the account management service side of things is just as important. So I think getting everybody on board, rowing in the same direction, and leveraging networks is huge, and something that we've done a better job of this year. So
that's awesome.
That's great. Well, we'll kind of roll right into our quick hitters segment.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with the first down. So just a recent bit of success you've had personally or professionally that's going to lead to sequential success.
I think a success that we've had as a company is, we did have a little bit of turnover this year, which you work through, right? I mean, it's just it happens, and you got to get better from it. You got to use it as a positive, and so we very recently able to find somebody that is going to be a leader on our account management team, and I think is going to help transform some of the things that we do.
Great.
They were introduced to us by Casey, so we're excited about that, and see a bright future, and so that's probably the most recent success. Very
Nice.
recent.
Yeah, that'll be a couple first downs there.
Yeah.
What about a sack? Recent setback. It's not something fun to talk about.
I
But
think I get sacked every day in some way, shape, or form. I think it's everything from losing the sacks this year. I mean losing people and having to replace them. I think that's a sack. You never want to lose people. You want to be able to retain them and help them grow.
Right.
Losing clients. I mean, it sucks, right? But it happens, and sometimes it's out of your control. But I think it's just like in sports, right? You have setbacks, right? It's how do you respond? That's what defines people. So you can sit there and you can get down on yourself, or you can reflect on it and see how to get better. But really, it's how you respond, and that's what's going to define you, not just as a salesperson, but as a person in life.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Love
And
that.
then Hail Mary, big goal you're working on for the next 12 months.
Finding talent. I mean,
Yeah.
that's talent. Where I think that's the biggest thing, and so really I'd like to bring on in Kansas City 3 or 4 new producers next year.
Sure.
It's probably might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think it's definitely doable. I want to find the right people and people that can be high performers, and then continue to build out the rest of our team in Kansas City and across the country, finding great people and showing them a path to success in our company.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, we went from 2020 where Lucas and I were kind of sitting on our butts, just like talking to a ton of people about,
right.
but not having enough jobs to fill. And now it's completely flipped the script.
Right.
And we've just got, it's hard to find people out there. So I know what you mean. It's a good goal though. Well, that does it for Talkin' Shop. We'll jump into Talkin' Shop here. Here you're kind of
like
a
to talk
diehard.
shop.
Diehard Chiefs. Yeah, there you go.
We do too. You're at the right place.
Yeah, so in the spirit of Andy Reid, we always give our guests the first take, from recapping each game.
Yeah.
So for that Broncos game, how did you think that we fared against them? Time's yours.
What a weird year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we start out 3-4, haven't really been in that position the last few years. We're turning the ball over like crazy. Defense is the worst in the league.
Yep.
And now here we are, and we're talking about the defense, not the offense.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with the offense, right? So I'm really encouraged by this team. I think it's great that we have a really stout defense, and I think our problems on offense are correctable. So I thought we played well last week. It was good to see us get the win. We covered.
There we
we
go.
covered the
Crazy,
line.
right?
That's right.
Never happens.
Again, offense, we had a bunch of drop balls, a turnover, and but I think it's correctable, and I think we've got the best player in the entire league, in Patrick Mahomes. I think they've got a good culture.
Yep.
We talked about that earlier. I think Andy Reid has defined that since he's been here, and
Absolutely.
so I think we're going to have some success down the stretch here, and I think the offense is going to turn around a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
We've seen this story before where the defense starts picking up this momentum Q3, Q4 of the season, and I'm very happy that we're seeing it again.
Yeah.
You see Tyrann Mathieu, chirping on the sidelines saying, like, bring it on, like, who's next?
Yeah.
Just getting his swagger back per se, right? So you're exactly right. We're coming together at the right time. The defense looks stout. The wide receivers, I'm still trying to figure out if – we need a true wide receiver too or not. I don't know. Is that the issue or
Is it Byron Pringle now?
Pringle was looking nice,
Yeah.
and then
He had
did
that
he
one
have
drop ball.
he had that drop, which was a little disappointing. But hey, I'm sitting here from the sideline, so
Maybe we need to start throwing to the running backs more. I think we've done a better
Yeah.
job of that. But,
I like that.
I think maybe that's our number 2.
Right.
And then maybe put some stickum on Tyreek's hands or Kelsey's hands.
He'll be fine. Cheetah will be fine.
Yeah, he'll be great. But man, I watched a clip of the interceptions from Pat, the 7 of them that have been off receivers' hands. That was tough to watch.
Yeah, I've got 2 things that really give me encouragement for the rest of the year. First being, like, we are winning tough games, and that's what championship teams do. They grind out wins, and at the end of the day, a W's a W in the NFL, right? And we're doing it against teams that are over 500. We have had the hardest schedule in the league, and we still have one of the hardest schedules to finish the year, right? You look at a team like the Titans, they have a freaking cakewalk of a schedule.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what it is about the Chiefs losing to the Titans to get their defense back on track, but maybe we need to lose to them every year because since then, I mean, they really have, shut it down. They're number 2 in DVOA as a defense in the last 5 games over this winning streak. So I think you clearly saw Melvin Ingram make an impact. Frank Clark's having a good year again. Our
young guys like Fenton and Ward really stepping up.
Just shutting it down. So, who would have thought we'd be
speed at the
here.
linebacker position. I mean, putting Bolton and Gay in there and changing it up and using Sorensen and Neiman in different ways, I think.
And how young our defense is too. Like, watch out. And our offensive line is just absolutely crushing it. Creed Humphrey, number 1 center overall in the league. Like, he should get offensive rookie of the year looks at least.
I'll throw this out there. People were worried about Hitchens coming back. They're like, Bolton. Well, Hitchens came back, and then the defense became one of the number 1 in the league. So he's a leader out there. I think you still get Bolton some snaps. Obviously, he looks great, like a young Derek Johnson plugging the hole. But Hitchens still is that leader of that defense. And we're going to keep things moving.
Yeah, good to know that we have a little depth, too. So, well, the Raiders are coming into town on Sunday. It's always one of the best games of the year at Arrowhead. Matt, what do you think what kind of game do you think we're in for on Sunday?
Big game. I mean, these next couple of games are huge because we have to go right to L.A. on Thursday and play the Chargers.
That's right.
And it could be, for the division lead at that point.
Yeah.
So we have to win this game.
Yep.
And I think we will. I think we're 9.5-point favorites. Again, kind of in that area. I think we're going to run the ball and have success doing it like we did in Vegas earlier this season. I doubt that they're going to play the same defense that they did. I think they're going to play us like everybody else has. I can't believe that they did that. So I don't think we're going to score 41 points, but I think we will have success. I think the offense is going to play better, and I'll say final of 27-10.
27-10.
Defense will play well again and shut it down pretty well. So
keep it under 11 points.
That's right. Yeah.
Love it.
They were talking to Derek Carr this week, and he goes, I love playing at Arrowhead. It's like, do you really like playing at Arrowhead? You're like, what, 1-6 maybe?
Once? Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Sometimes I do. It's hard to listen to, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Can't get out of his own way.
Respect that he's in the NFL, but man, it's we love keeping the rivalry. We'll just leave it at that, right? So as long as we kind of keep doing what we need to do and function in all 3 facets, I'd love to see the offense, obviously operate as it should. We're going to be A-okay. Pat over here is going to, I say he goes for three touchdowns and about 350.
Okay, I like it.
We might score 40 if he throws for 350.
That's a good point. Good point.
I'll take that. I mean, I don't think. I mean, the wheels have fallen off the wagon for the Raiders. I mean, with losing Gruden and then losing Ruggs and then their cornerback. I mean, this season was destined for failure. I saw Mark Davis last time I was in Vegas before the season started. I told him they'd probably go 7-9 or. Well, I guess it's 7-10 now. So we'll see if that happens.
How's that haircut look?
Oh man, it's even worse in person, man. It does not look good. But anyways, I mean, I think this offense has to get back on track at some point. I would love to see Travis and Tyreek take as much responsibility as Mahomes is. But that's the sign of a good leader right there. And he's the best player in the league, and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Maybe not on top this year like normal, but I think he'll turn it around and win when it matters. So, what's your score prediction?
Let's go with 31-24.
Okay.
Closer.
Talker?
All right.
Yeah.
31-13.
I like that.
Okay. I'm going to go 27-14.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're going to cover. I mean, the Chiefs never cover, but it's the Raiders at home. Hopefully it's cold. I don't know what's with the weather, but that's always been our advantage against the Raiders whenever they come out here. So
I haven't even looked at the forecast yet, but
do you have tickets?
It's a noon game. Yeah, I'll be out there.
yeah.
It's a noon game. I we haven't had very many noon games now that we're really good. We're in the prime time all the time. So I'm excited though. It'll be fun out there. It's a good atmosphere as always.
Yep.
How many points do you think we're going to hang on them?
What did you say?
27-10.
27-10.
That's my
Gotcha.
score prediction.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Good deal.
right.
I like 27-10. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All
well,
W's across the board.
100%. Well, hopefully we can get the job done. And then we got a quick turnaround playing Los Angeles. And that, I think, could be another trap game, which, losing 2 to the Chargers doesn't put us in a good spot. So hopefully we can, just on to next week as soon as we win this game and get going. So, Andy's always prepared. So.
Ready to roll.
Oh, yeah. Well, that does it for week 13 of Talkin' Chop, brought to you by Chief of Staff KC. Whether you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple, make sure to subscribe and follow us along all season as we interview some of Kansas City's top execs and personalities. Matt, thanks again for being with us this week.
Thanks,
it was an awesome
Matt.
time.
Appreciate it.
You got it, guys. It was fun. Go
Yeah.
Chiefs.
That's right.
All right. We'll catch you all next week. And as always, go Chiefs.